Welcome back and thank you very much for staying with us. You're still watching Politics Tonight, digging beyond the headlines. And now to our interview with the first guest of the day. I am joined by the Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress APC in Rivers State, Darlington Nwauju, for discussion on the APC and Rivers politics. Thank you very much for joining us, comrade.
Thank you very much for having me. It's good to be here.
All right, so let's start with the fortunes of APC in Rivers State. What's the situation with the party in the state now?
Well, I must say that after the general elections, the party has been up and about challenging the outcome of the elections at the state level. You would recall that our governorship candidate had made complaints concerning the returns or the declarations that were made as touching the governorship of Rivers State. You also might be aware of the issues that led up to the elections, wherein we had several security breaches, and even immediately after the elections, it was even very difficult for the party to access certified true copies of materials that were used for that particular election. And so we've been up and about working on the tribunal matters as touching the state elections.
So apart from contending with the outcome of the election at the state levels, there are reports that the APC in Rivers is still contending with the 2023 election crisis. So what efforts have been made to unite the party?
Well, if you talk about when it comes to the unity of a political party, you must understand that a political party is actually a vehicle, or if you like, a conglomeration of various, very diverse interests, persons from different backgrounds, different trainings, and all that. A potpourri of ideologies coming together to form or to belong to a political party in order to push for, if you like, the capture of political power. So we've been trying to move as a group and to also speak in one voice. We have had challenges with persons who we have clearly identified as a fifth columnist. We have identified persons who are clearly out to cause plenty of divisiveness, to sources of discord, and to also detract and distract the party from its goal and focus of mounting as a formidable political party as far as Rivers State is concerned. So in terms of unity, it is work in progress when it comes to political parties, even at the national level. That is, it is not also peculiar to the nation Nigeria. If you look at Sierra Leone, if you had monitored the elections in Sierra Leone that just the recently concluded elections, you would also have heard of reports where persons who felt disgruntled, who felt maybe it was not up to par, it was not up to standard, complaining. These are the ingredients of democracy, and you cannot shut people out, as it were. So unity of purpose, the party is sure in Rivers State, and we are, as a group, marching forward to reclaim our mandate at the state level, and to give all the best possible support to our dear president to do the work for which Nigerians clearly elected him on the 25th of February this year.
All right, comrade, you've said a lot, but you have not really answered my question. What I asked is, what are those practical efforts that have been made to unite the party?
Well, before this time, I think early last month, the leadership of the party, led by the governorship candidate of the party, had met with, and the state working committee of the party had met with the national chairman of the party and members of the national working committee to dissect issues pertaining Rivers APC and the way forward. We got plenty of advices from the National Working Committee on ways to go to make sure that the party pulls together and moves forward. And that we are implementing step by step. Like I said before, this is a work in progress. And it is not everything that happens in politics that comes out to the public glare. So I can assure you that there are steps that have been taken that are ongoing, and it will continue in that direction according to the very fatherly advices that we got from the National Working Committee of our great party.
All right, so what's the situation with the leadership crisis? Has the chairmanship crisis been resolved?
Let me say this clearly, that whereas some individuals who were part of the state executive of our party went to court and purportedly got an ex parte order, in quotes, suspending the chairman of the party. Now, the 2022 constitution of our party, as amended, is very clear on laid down procedures for which disciplinary measures can be meted out on any officer of the party. In fact, on any member of the party. And those disciplinary powers is not vested on officials of the party who have coordinate jurisdiction. How do I mean? You cannot wake up as an officer of, for instance, I cannot wake up as an officer of the party to suspend the organizing secretary of the party. That will not be possible. And the Constitution says so. And so if we are persons who believe in the rule of law, if we are persons who believe that the individuality cannot give us progress, but we need to be united to fight a common cause, then we must respect the dictates and the letters of our party's constitution, which is supreme. And so, after the purported ex parte order was gotten, after 7 days, the chairman did respect that order of court, because however it is, when an order of court comes, you respect it. And so the chairman did respect that order, but that order expired because it was gotten on the 13th of April 2023, and indeed it expired on the 19th. And an ex parte order, if the court so wishes, is renewable for another 7 days, making it 14. And the court never did so because it was a vacation judge that gave that order. Till date, there has been no further action at that level of the court, as at the High Court, pertaining that matter. The matter has not been reassigned. However, the affected officers have gone to the Superior Court, that's the Court of Appeal, to challenge the illegality that was perpetrated. And now, having certified the fact that administratively and according to our Constitution, in fact, our Constitution also expressly provides that your first point of call as a member of our political party is not the courts. You need to go through the various organs of the political party. And at the level of the state, the next stage that you should be going to should be approaching the zonal secretariat of the party. After which, if it is adjudicated and you are not satisfied, you approach the National Working Committee of the party. Now, these procedures, these processes were flouted, they were disregarded, they were not followed, and so it is a clear case that that suspension, as it then was, had long expired on the 19th day of April 2023, and the chairman is back to office. If you are aware, he attended the last meeting with our national chairman, His Excellency Senator Abdullahi Adamu, because in the eyes of the law and by the interpretation of our own constitution, this constitution, it is very clear that no suspension actually took place.
All right. So, comrade, since 2019, the Rivers APC has been battling crisis upon crisis. Why this unending crisis within the ranks in the state?
Well, let me say this. I have said earlier that a political party is a conglomeration of different, very diverse interests, with persons who have different upbringing and trainings. And so, even there is quarrels sometimes, if you like. Let me use this very common balance. Sometimes there is disagreement between the tooth and the tongue. How much more individuals of different parentage, of different training from different backgrounds. And so in Rivers APC, I want to clearly state that but for the very obvious interferences of fifth columnists who do not want to see the party survive and thrive in the state, for persons who do not believe that there should be any semblance of an opposition, they want to ride, on the rights, the privileges that they have acquired from Rivers people as leaders at one time or the other in order to run the state as they like. Now, if you want to look at the allocations that the state has received from FAC, if you want to look vis-a-vis the debt profile or the debt portfolio of the state, vis-a-vis the unemployment rate of Rivers State, according to the NBS statistics, you will agree with me that in the past 8 years, the state has been largely mismanaged. And so we are not interested in looking at what the opposition is doing. We are interested in what we are doing moving forward. And so for us in Rivers APC, our party is solid, remains solid. Forget about the media, the sponsored media perception that is not what is actually on ground. It is a make-believe where people spend so much money, billions of naira, to drive a particular narrative against the APC structure in Rivers State, which is largely incorrect. So that is the situation of things.
All right, so analysts say the leader of the APC in Rivers and former Minister of Transportation, that's Rotimi Amaechi, has alienated himself from the APC. How true is this?
Well, I think that this is an issue. It is a case of perception. I do not think that because the party as of today is under the management of the governorship flag bearer of the party, Pastor Architect Onyeko. And so when the party has handed his flag over to somebody, the party has a standard bearer, that person becomes leader of the political party. And so you do not expect the former transportation minister to be at the forefront. We have a standard bearer who is up and about doing the party's business, making sure that the party is together, making sure the working committee survives, making sure the party members are united. And so you do not expect the former transportation minister to be all over the place talking about what is happening in Rivers APC. If you have monitored the media, you would clearly have noticed that our standard bearer has always been on air talking about what is happening in Rivers, all the issues. And there is no doubt about it that the focus of the leadership is, one, to reclaim our stolen mandate, to prove to Nigerians and the world indeed that the elections that took place, that the APC across the 319 wards in Rivers State and the over 6,000 polling units in Rivers State, that the APC has an organic structure. And I challenge anybody that the APC in Rivers State has an organic structure, and that we in the APC voted massively for all our candidates, and we will prove it. We have evidences to show that indeed we were robbed on election day. So I leave it at that, and I leave and we will allow the courts to decide.
All right, comrade. So there is also this argument over who should get Rivers Ministerial list between Amaechi and Magnus Abe on one hand, and former Governor Wike on the other. Why this disagreement?
Do not think. This is another false impression that people are trying to sell to hoodwink the public. It is not true that the former transportation minister is angling or lobbying to become minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I invite Nigerians to Article 9 of our party constitution. And if you look at Section 3, paragraph 3, section 3, paragraph 3, article 9 of our party constitution, you clearly see the rights and privileges of members of the APC. That APC government at all levels shall is a must, shall consider qualified members of his fold for appointments into ministries, into parastatals, and into agencies. And so the issue of appointment at any level is the exclusive prerogative of the appointing authority. And the members, those who are financial members, if you look at paragraph I, under section 3 of article 9 that I've earlier quoted, you see that for financial members, members who are financially up to date, they are qualified to be so appointed. So the former transportation minister is not angling to become minister of the Federal Republic. Now, there are a plethora of qualified eggheads, cerebral individuals, persons who are unsung in the party's fold in Rivers State, who are qualified to be made ministers. So the argument of the immediate past governor, we have heard, we have read, and we have seen watched on television, how some persons have decided to insult the sensibilities of members of our political party. Persons who are not members of our party according to Article 9, Section 4 of the 2022 Constitution of our party as amended, coming to canvass for the immediate past governor of Rivers State to join the APC. There's nothing wrong with anybody joining the APC. But what is wrong is for you to tell the APC and stand this constitution on its head by telling Mr. President to appoint a non-party member to take the rights and privileges of our party member. That will be against the dictates and the letters of this constitution. And that is why I'm here. Because I was elected to defend the interests of members of the APC in Rivers State and to speak on their behalf. And so it will be an abnegation, an abdication of duties if we do not confront these individuals with facts. And the fact is here in our constitution. And so those who are clamoring, as it were, or campaigning for someone outside of our political party are simply wasting their time according to our constitution.
All right, comrade. So if I get you clearly, are you saying, well, if you're saying Amaechi is not interested, are you then saying that this is between Magnus Abe and Nyesom Wike? And also, are you trying to say that Governor Nyesom Wike is interested in joining the All Progressives Congress?
Well, politics is all about perception. We have had persons who we believe are largely sponsored individuals who have come to make declarations. In fact, persons who have impersonated the All Progressive Congress in Rivers State, claiming leadership, claiming to be speaking on behalf of stakeholders of our political party, claiming to be speaking, all sorts of, we've had plenty of distractions, and we've seen plenty of distractions. Now, like I said before, the immediate past governor of Rivers State is not a member of APC anywhere, at any level. I invite you again to look at Article 9. Look at Article 9, Section 4 of our Constitution. Talks about register of members, and that the compilation and maintenance of the registration or party register of our party, the APC, is the exclusive preserve of the wards. So there is no record of such a name as a member of our party. And so if you do not qualify under Article 9, Sub 4, then you are not also qualified to enjoy the rights and privileges under Article 9 of 3. It's as simple as that. We don't need to belabor ourselves. We have a plethora of qualified individuals, persons who are able to fit in, persons who are able to do value addition to the cabinet of Mr. President. Let me say this.
But some people say Amaechi didn't work for Tinubu's victory, while Wike did. Hence, he deserves to be appointed minister. How will you react to this?
Now, that is a fake, false narrative, sponsored narrative that is aimed at subterfuge, that is aimed at blackmails. And we are not interested in responding to blackmails. We are interested in responding to facts. I challenge them to advance proofs. Let me say this. Between 2015, the PDP scored 1.4 million plus votes against the APC's 69,000 votes. And in 2019, the PDP scored 472,000 votes against the APC's 150,000 votes. And so between 2015 and 2019, the APC has succeeded in closing the gap by 23.8%. Go and look at the statistics. And we supported an unknown candidate in 2019 when the court barred us from contesting. And so between 2019 and 2023, the party has made very considerable progress in geometrical proportions. And so we do not need to respond to allegations that are laced with malice. We do not need to respond to all those.
All right. So how will you describe the future of APC in Rivers State with all these?
Well, what I think is best for APC in Rivers State is for our beloved president. You know, when people refer to federal government is an omnibus word for parastatals, ministries, and agencies of the federal government. And so, with what is happening the world over, especially after the COVID pandemic, you will agree with me that the world has moved on. The world has moved on. It is no longer about whether we now have some percentage of oil coming from the Niger Delta region. Nobody should trust or believe in the statistics that will be coming from there. We should be looking at the non-oil sector. And so we need persons who have the capacity and competence, persons who are loyal to our political party, persons who have spent their own funds,
Comrade, my question,
and have made
serious
contributions to the success of the political party.
Comrade, my question is, what is the future of
moving
APC?
forward.
Okay. My question was, what is the future of APC in Rivers State with all of these drama?
Well, there is no drama anywhere. There is no drama, if you ask me. The only challenge that we see is the fact that persons who are non-members of our political party trying to, induce, if you permit me to use that word, or trying to hoodwink Mr. President, and indeed our political party at the national level, to jettison the legacy members, the landlords of APC in Rivers State for a total and complete stranger, which I have drawn your attention to what the Constitution says. You don't do that. You don't advise Mr. President to cut off his nose in order to spite his face.
All right, comrade.
You don't do that. And so moving forward, the APC remains resolute and committed to our party at the center. And we are ready to work for the progress of this nation.
All right. Thank you very much, comrade. I've been speaking with the Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, APC in Rivers State. Darlington Nwauju, for discussion on the APC and Rivers politics. Thank you very much for coming on the show, comrade. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.